baby.
Boom. All right, we're live.
Let's go.
All right, yo, what's going on,
Hey.
everybody? I go as your brother,
Greetings.
King Mizzo, Surav, whatever you want to call me, brother. And I represent something called Color the Blockchain. I'm one of the co-founders, and this is our first stream. And I'm really excited that we're having this first stream. I'm excited that everybody that's here supporting and contributing, participating is here. It really lets us, it gives us energy because what we have is the currency of community, and that's what we're building on, the currency of community. Color the Blockchain is a movement that was solution based. It was a response, a solution based response to some of the racism, sexism, and also inequalities that we were seeing bleeding into the Web3 space from the fiat world. So we wanted to create a solution, and the solution was to color the blockchain. How do we color the blockchain? We provide equal access to people through providing resources such as computers, internet cards, and basic Web3 education delivered in the cadence of pop culture. Bada boom, bada bing. And while we have many initiatives that we want to explain and break down to you piece by piece, which we will do, we have this stream that we're running every week from now on. And during this stream, we're going to bring artists that are from the Cardano community. We're going to bring artists, hopefully, that aren't on Web3. And we're going to bring IRL charities and nonprofit organizations that represent people of color, women, or that are at least founded by people of color and women. And we want to help onboard the space and possibly encourage them or teach them, show them a new avenue of fundraising using Web3 technology. And it's up to them if they want to utilize it. If they do, hopefully we're all here as a community to help. Another thing I want to add is why are we choosing Cardano as the foundation to launch off of? We've been building this for a bit. Me and Sky, the co-founder, we've been building this for a little while, and we have some proof of work, but that proof of work is from our pocket. You know what I mean? We made money off crypto, we used money, and we bought people computers. But the reason we're building on Cardano is because the ethos matches what we stand for. Cardano's focus on social impact, environmental rights, and social justice in a full perspective, and we really love the ethos of Cardano, and it matches what we're doing. And since we stepped into the space with just softly stepped into the space, the love and understanding has been amazing, and we love the energy we're getting, and we can't wait to keep building on Cardano and bringing people here. But I just wanted to ramble, get that off my chest. But yo, Sky, I don't know if you want to add on or if I hogged it all.
No, he didn't hug at all. Yeah, we're just I don't even know what to say. We're just happy that this is working like this, and that there's so many people stepping up to show how interested they are in it. I think it's amazing. I would love to see this become just a huge movement where it's just across the board, and just so many people have jumped on and taken initiative and started different Color the Blockchain charities and just different things. It would just be great to see, and I appreciate everybody for being here, and yeah, love you all.
That's it.
Yeah.
Boom.
And yo, Dragon, you want to help us with, I guess, to keep it moving in the right format before I just freestyle the whole thing and talk?
Absolutely, no problem. We want to start off this morning. We kind of gotten started this week. Good morning. I'm Dragon's Pitchfork. I go by Shah. Connected with Mizzo through the world of hip hop. That's our bond. And Color the Blockchain is something I'm extremely happy and proud to be a part of because it's all about our people. It's all about taking care of our people across the world, people of all cultures, all sort of financial backgrounds. And we are here today to give the quick intro, and also we want to give a introduction to the team and then an introduction to the IRL charity that we're here to sponsor and support in any way we possibly can. We've got a couple of really dope artists on here with us as well today. We've got our brother, I'll let them introduce themselves when it's time. I think we'll save them for surprises. But we wanted to start with core team intros. Mizzo, do you feel like what you gave was your intro, or do you want to give a more personal intro before we move on next, bro?
Maybe. Actually, you know what? First episode, yeah, I'll give a quick personal intro. Maybe Sky should too. It's like,
Yeah.
why am I doing this social impact work, and why is this important to me? Is because this has been important to me before I've been on Web3. I'm a musician. I'm a traveling musician, and social impact and performing at rallies, helping organizing rallies, about equality, about immigration laws, and all of that. Helping facilitate movements in Toronto where we got Afrocentric schools within the school system, and now there are Afrocentric based schools. Um, and just dealing with things on a frontline basis. You know what I mean? When I was young, I had a different type of fire. I dealt with things differently, and I was on the front line. And now what I'm doing is I'm using my music and that knowledge and building within Web3, building communities and trying to like spark a change from a different angle because there's another generation with that fire on the front line right now. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm here, and that's why um, I'm qualified to do this work. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. Sky, are you going next?
Yeah. Um, Basically, I'm an artist, a photographer, a writer. I've done journalism work. Um, and for me, I think it's just caring about people that, and I saw the fire that he had, and it's like together, I think we just make a really good team because I've always been that person that if I'm sitting on a bus, people, if somebody has something to talk about, they're gonna come sit down beside me and talk about it. Like I feel like I should have been a bartender or a barber or something because I'm always, those people always come to me and they have to vent and they have to talk about things, and so I feel like in my daily life I've been a counselor for so many people, and to be able to help people in different ways, I think is just our nature. So having something like this where we can actually give back and give people whatever it is, regardless of, if it's computers, if it's blankets, if it's all these things, it's just great to be able to give people and see that you're helping. And it's not to get recognition necessarily, but just see that you're actually helping another person who can go on to help somebody else. I think that's an amazing, it's an amazing mission, and that's where I come from on it.
Absolutely, I really relate to you a lot, especially when you say if you're the person who, if somebody came on a bus and sat down next to you, they'd start talking to you, maybe tell you their life story. I know you didn't say in those words, but I kind
Yeah,
of feel like I'm that person as well in many ways, and I imagine a lot of us on this call are probably somewhat like that. I remember a few years ago, my sister said, if "This is the guy that'll give the shirt off his back." I was like, "Oh, that's kind." And then about 6 months later, I actually gave the shirt off my back to somebody. So
exactly,
I actually
exactly.
had that experience. So I,
Yeah,
I I think that's kind of what led me to color the blockchain as well. Since I was a teen, since I was a young child, I've always been very empathetic toward others. I feel the pain of other people. So
yeah,
when I see somebody else who's being left out, somebody else that's being hurt, um, it's one of my first things that I just feel compelled to do something.
yeah,
I'm no
exactly.
hero by any means, but I just really feel for people. I feel other people's pain, and I really want to do. If I feel like there's anything I can do to help, that's what I do. I do that with a couple of the organizations I'm doing now. I really push hard for mental health and wellness through a hip hop organization that I've built by the name of Grayskull. Also a an artists organization that my fiance and I are building called House of Fluid Reflections, where our goal is to rehumanize creators by making them feel seen as people. So that's the gist of me, Shah. I think next up, can we get Miguel? You mind giving us an intro, brother? This is the angel of the group.
Sure, Dragon. So back quick history. I met Mizzo back in October of 2020 or 2021. And since then his fire has really carried me along with him in the
Yo,
journey.
time out, brother. I
So,
don't want to cut you off, but I know you're gonna say beautiful things. Your mic's a little choppy. Just maybe mess with the and then try again. I don't know if it was
got
just
it.
me. If it was just me,
How about
then
now? All right.
I think you
So
sound better.
me and Mizzo has been in contact for the past year or more, and I'm also from the company called Emerto, who is the co-founding entity of the Cardano blockchain, and I'm currently working on Cardano Spot, which is the media company or the media arm of Go, which we are building a social media platform called Cardano Spot, which was developed with the community in mind. So we are looking different ways on how to engage the community, and I wanted to start and build something with Mizo first and grow from there.
Absolutely. Thank you. We appreciate meeting you today, Miguel. Six City, the brother, since we're on the Cardano people, Six City, you mind introducing yourself and maybe you can give the jump off and introduce our artist today, brother?
Absolutely. What's going on, guys? My name is Jimmy. I'm the owner of Six City. We're a music platform here on beautiful Cardano. And, I've been doing this for a little over a year now, trying to bring music into the blockchain through Cardano. I started in the Ethereum Binance space and kind of moved over after seeing how like strong this community was. And Mizzo and I hooked up a couple of months ago when we were trying to get I was trying to feature one of his songs on our platform, and we ended up the first day not even talking about anything music related, just talking about his initiatives with Color the Blockchain, and like that really like hit me pretty hard, and like it, I've wanted to do something to the scale that Color the Blockchain has an opportunity to bring, and man, that whole first day and even the second day, that's pretty much all we talked about, and I'm really glad that we're here today. I think a lot of the conversations that we had that day led to, where we are, and I'm very thankful to be a part of this team because I think we can do some really awesome stuff. With me, I've got two what I would call pretty close, well, now three close friends, in two very well-known, two very very well-known artists and artist groups in Cardano. Uh, First, I see Mr. Matt Dymend. What's good, man? What's good? Give a shout out. Tell me about
Hey,
yourself. Don't tell me about
hey,
yourself. I know about you. Tell us. Tell the world.
well, I'll keep it short and brief. First of all, man, thank y'all for this opportunity. Six Cities, the man. You know, this dude has done so much for the Cardano community. And then, I got my boys Krime right here. I met them. I've known them for about a year and then met them at the CNFT Con, and they just are a great group of people. A little bit about me. My name is Matt Diamond, aka Hood Billions. I'm a Christian hip hop artist. I use my music to basically elevate and bring expression to different situations when it has to do with mental health and the spiritual battles that we actually deal with. Um, I'm an activist as well. There's a lot of things that I do in the community outside of Cardano. Um, and I'm just happy to be a part of this conversation. Um, that's a little bit. I can go into deep, but that's just the gist of it.
My man, my man. And then, of course, I got, as Mr. Matt Diamond said, my boys from Crime Fighter. I appreciate both of you guys being on. I know that it's almost impossible to get the entirety of Crime Fighter anywhere at one point in time because there's a bunch of you guys. But how about a quick intro for both you guys would be cool. Who's going first?
Yeah,
Who's going first?
I'll go. I'll go first.
Let's go.
I'm NR. Well, full name Noel Rodriguez, but I go by NR. My music, I guess, alias. Yeah, I'm a member of Crime Fighter. I'm a music producer, songwriter, classically trained pianist. I've played with many jazz bands and Latin bands throughout my probably over 20-something years. I've been doing music. Been with Crime Fighter over 10 years now. And, it's a collective of, I wouldn't say artists, I would say brothers. It's a collective of brothers. You know what I'm saying? We all bring a lot of different, we all specialize in different things in music, whether it's audio engineering or music production or songwriting, movie scoring, all that. But yeah, I'm eager to find out more about your organization, a little bit, on the personal side for me. I'm a Marine Corps vet, former federal law enforcement officer. I'm currently with the Veterans Crisis Line, dealing with suicide prevention for our veterans. So I'm very involved in the community in that aspect as well, and always, wanting to give back and help other people's build and get the same opportunity that's been presented to me. So pleasure meeting you all.
Boom.
This guy pretty much did drop the mic. I'm not as a good of a speaker as my friends Matt Dymend and NR from our crew Crime Fighter, but yeah, definitely just loving the whole entire community aspect of the Cardano blockchain, and it's been nothing but love ever since we met Six City and got to be involved more in stuff that deals with blockchain technologies and dropping music, and just it's been amazing. Definitely. So, and just like NR says, we want to know more about this organization and what you guys got going on with Color the Blockchain.
Boom.
It's fantastic. Thank you all. Nice to meet all you gentlemen, man. This is beautiful. I hope you guys learn a lot about the organization, and hopefully we can do some things to build together as time progresses. We've got our guest of the hour, or guest of the month, honestly. We're going to do 4 weeks with this guest. We're going to share what we know about the blockchain and Web3 with her. And she's going to share more and more about her organization, Blankets to the Streets. I'd like to introduce Veda from Blankets to the Streets. Good morning, Veda.
Hey, so I'm Veda with Blankets to the Streets. As you said, I have been doing homeless outreach for 9 years now. Just had our 9th year anniversary. And it started because when I was back in DC, we had a real big freeze where the temperatures were like between 3 and 6 degrees. And I lived in a house where we didn't have working heat, and like the inside of my windows had frost on them, and I was just wondering how everyone is surviving, and then came to find out that a gentleman that I talked to regularly who was homeless literally froze to the street a couple blocks from the White House. I knew I had to do something, So I did some research, found mylar blankets that the Red Cross uses to help people recover or prevent frostbite, and didn't have money. So I told my friends, hey, I can't do this, but maybe you can buy these and pass them out when you see somebody in need. But they didn't want to do it at the time. So they offered to buy the blankets for me to pass out. So I just started passing them out. And one day a gentleman came up and told me that he thought it had kept him alive and wanted to pass them out as well. So I raised funds. I had this big goal to get like 700 blankets out, and cut to 9 years later, we're in 27 states and have over 100,000 blankets out, plus hygiene kits, plus sleeping bags and everything. So I sort of fell into this, but and actually through the course of it became homeless myself, and am now back to being housed, but still kind of on that line. So I'm qualified from being on both sides of the table multiple times in my life, but also I'm another one of those people that people come up and tell their stories to, and I listen, and part of doing outreach is just making sure that people know they're heard, and learning from them, because if you don't learn from the people in a situation and you don't learn what's contributing to it, whether it's racism and how large groups are prevented from building generational wealth, or education, or mental illness, or whatever it is that contributes, in my case, health. If you don't listen to the people concerned, you don't really know what's going on. And things, in the US, we look at like the stats on things and we'll say, we have plenty of help for people if they just want it. But the reality from the street versus what is actually available when you start trying to navigate the system is just so drastically different. So Blankets to the Street is just there to listen to people, to tell them what's available, but also set realistic expectations about how long it takes to get into things, because that is a real mental health need. And so we're just there to kind of be a street level liaison to try to help people survive from one day into the next opportunity.
That's absolutely beautiful, Veda. Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry about the gentleman that led you to kind of plant the seeds for this. I see Matt's got a question. Matt, would you like to ask her your question, brother?
Yes, Ms. Veda. First of all,
Yeah.
thank you for all that you do. I just wanted to ask you. You mentioned DC.
Mhm.
A few years back, we helped build what was called Tent City. I don't know if you're familiar with
Yes,
Tent.
I
Yes,
am. We've handed
yeah, I
stuff
was
out there.
part of God's Connection Transition.
That's awesome.
That's what I was a part of, and
Thank you.
so it's just great to hear that you stepped in and did the need for that, because people don't see how real it is when it comes to like the homeless aspect of it. You know, being
Yeah.
on the ground is, it's just, you don't know until you're there. So I just wanted to know if you knew about that, because that's what we was a part of. So it just sparked my ear. So that's
Thank you for
all I
doing
needed.
that. Yeah, because that honestly, the stability of being able to stay in one place has really helped a lot of people. And they couldn't have done it without that effort. And I've actually been out in Seattle, where I am now, for the last 8 years. But I have a volunteer, Liz, who's actually been down there recently and taken them masks, hand warmers, sanitizers, blankets, like all kinds of things. And with the Mylar blankets, you can use them in so many ways. They were actually created for NASA to use in space, but they reflect 90% of your body heat back to you, and they don't become waterlogged. So those are really helpful. But just the effort that you guys took to get it so that they could be in that place and not worry about being swept is huge. Like I don't know if you even know how big that is. So thank you for that.
A little bit of everything. It takes
Hmm.
one act from us, and that can go a long
Right.
way. So you know there's a lot that I want to do more, and I just appreciate your efforts, and thank you for answering my question.
Thank you.
Yo, I wanted to add something, and that's a good question. That's dope. Like with the tent city thing, I'm in Vancouver, and I used to work in the downtown east side where there's tent city. They try to take it down. It's built back up. They try to take it down. There's just not enough housing. You know what I mean? And it's important. It's important for people have somewhere to sleep. You know what I mean? Obviously, if we could have more housing, it'd be better. But I just wanted to add, I love what you're doing. When Dragon introduced us to what you're doing, it's so empowering. The way you were telling the story of how this was born was making the hair on my arm stand up, and I'm Indian, so it's like mad hair just like up there. You know what I mean? But for real, like I love it. And for anyone viewing this now or even later, it's important to know that how does coloring the blockchain, like why does this all connect? It connects because we need to bring the people. We don't need to, but it would be great to show the people what this space can do and what layer it can add to people's movements and fundraising raising process, and at the same time, even though color the blockchain is focused on bringing tech to people on another angle, one of the things we want to remind people is it's hard to learn on an empty stomach. It's hard to learn when you have no roof over your head. It's hard to learn when you're dealing with domestic abuse and you have nowhere to go. It's hard to learn under certain circumstances. So it's hard to learn when you're cold and you have no blankets. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we can give people all the resources they need, but if they don't have everything that keeps you safe and able to move forward, there's a lot of barriers to do so. So
Yeah.
I love the work you're doing, and I can't wait till we all connect. And this
Thank
is what I'm
you.
saying. This is why Cardano is beautiful. Like, boom, Hood Billions is here, already adding on. And that's what I really imagine happening in this space, because almost everyone I spoke to on Cardano has just responded with the same type of vibe. So I'm excited, yo. I just wanted to add that motivation. It wasn't even a question. I wanted
Yeah,
to add
if I can just add one more thing. I think the power of something like this is that when you have multiple people speaking the same truths, it gets harder to suppress it. Like we have one of the wealthiest countries in the nation that wants to pretend we don't have shanty towns, but we have shanty towns. We just keep moving them so that, we can have a little bit of out of sight, out of mind, and don't ask the questions about it. So it's important that those of us with voices, however small, come together and start making more noise. So yeah, I love this platform.
Well, we're excited to have you here. This is crazy. I'm sorry I had to bust in here, but I realized I need to throw myself under a bus real quick because I didn't introduce one of the most important people here. This is one of our moderators and also an engineer, member of baseball, a member of Rapid's community, and one of the most important members of the color of the blockchain community, our brother Demo. Demo, would you like to introduce yourself, brother? I'm sorry I forgot your intro.
It's all good, man. I appreciate that warm introduction. My name's Demo, aka Pete the Greek. I linked up with Mizo a few months ago, and ever since then, man, we've just been working, pushing forward. He's been talking about his vision and what he sees for us as a community to do and how to give back. And I just fell in love with the vision, so I've been here supporting it along with everybody else. So we've been meeting and doing our thing along the way. Personally for me, I like to see this kind of education really getting handed down to the youth. It's nowadays, when I went to school, music and culture and writing and art, those things kind of started getting phased out. And these are a lot of the things that they don't really teach in schools anymore. And a lot of the things that the youth feels like it might be a little bit out of their reach to do. And now with all this technology that we have, now that it's easier than ever to be connected and to be able to share, create art, any kind of art, doesn't matter if it's visual, if it's audio, we are here to show the youth that the youth amongst others, that there is a way that you can get your stuff out there. There is a way that you can connect. There is a way for communities to come together and support wonderful causes like what we're doing here. And that's what I'm all about. And I love it, man. I love every single one of these individuals that we're working with here. And I'm looking forward to all the great things to come.
Absolutely. Thank you for introducing yourself, bro. We really appreciate that. We're happy to have you as a part of the team. And we're looking forward to building together, man. You're a key player, man. So I hear we're going to jump on to some music in a moment here next. Is that correct, Mizzo?
You got to give Al some love.
Yeah, exactly. We forgot Al, the man on the background.
Well, I got the back tires to go over me, but the back tires needed to hit me real quick. Let's get these back tires over me real quick.
My guy's using like a Nokia camera phone from 2001. Can't hear you, bro. You got to turn that mic on.
This is our front of house mixing engineer who can't quite get the audio right for himself, but he gets it perfect for everybody else.
You know what I mean?
I'm just playing with you, brother. You good, man. You sound great, man. Let's go.
How you like that? How do I sound now?
You sound like a king.
Great. Yo, what's up? I'm Lafayette. I go by Al backwards. I'm doing front of house mixing for the Color of the Blockchain stream, which means I'm the guy that comes up with the excuses as to why it doesn't sound good. It doesn't mean I'll fix anything. I'm just the guy with the excuses. I connected with Mizzo through Color of the Block or through Rap Heads and wanted to really get into the Color of the Blockchain movement because in real life, I started a nonprofit called Zion's Landing. It's a nonprofit committed to the support of local and independent art and business, and we do so by any means available. Basically, just a bunch of people got together. We wanted to make sure that not only us, but our kids could also choose to do the things that they want to do and survive with it instead of doing the things that they have to do. And listen to everybody's story here. Like it really resonates with what everybody's doing and trying to give back to the youth and to the community. And I think that's why, we've all pretty much linked up together and made it our mission to make all of these things work for each other. And I'm just appreciative to be here. Short and simple.
Man, we appreciate the life out of you. You do a whole lot more than just front of house sound. Al is also helping to do a lot of the administrative work, the coordination, the planning. He's the guy that tells us when we're overthinking things, when we're doing too much. Al wears many hats along with those headphones, man. And thank you for being here, Al. We appreciate you, man. Hi. Hey, we got a little one. All right, what's up? Do you have a name for this one?
Yeah, that's Odell. My name is Lafayette Odell Simpson. His name is Odell Lafayette Simpson. He's my youngest son. So he's the reverse me. He's the anti-me.
Al backwards, man.
Hopefully he'll do all the things right first and then maybe, get into some trouble. Who knows? We'll see.
Al frontwards.
All right, I'm back
So,
going back to my corner. Peace, y'all.
Hey,
I'm
man,
listening though,
appreciate
and
you,
I'm
brother.
here. If you've got any issues, you can't hear somebody, just type in the chat, and I'll try to do what I can to make an excuse for it.
Absolutely, positively, man. Make it all the excuses you can, man. We appreciate you. So, Miz, are we ready to rock with some music? I think we go ahead and break this up a little bit.
Let's do it. But before we rock with the music, I got to give a special. First of all, Six City introduced me. You know, this is a pre intro. You know how I do. I got to talk or I'm gonna explode. So it's like, yo, Six City introduced me to a lot of dope people in the space. Introduced me to Crime Fighter from the get-go. Said, you got to tap in with Crime Fighter. You got to tap in with Crime Fighter. Anyone I built with in the space, you got to tap in with Crime Fighter. I tapped in with Crime Fighter. And yo, the conversations we've had was on the same vibe. Like, we spoke about music, but the energy these brothers carry, and I don't know them for that long at all, but I'm so excited to build with them because I just feel so much resonating. You know what I mean? No, for real, brothers. Like, when all the conversations we have is from the heart automatically. It's like it starts off like I'm on a call, and then like I love when I could just be free and slouch a little bit, and that's what I was doing, and we were just talking, and I love it, and I love what we're about to build together. And music is an important part of all of this. You know, maybe in 2020 when they look back and they look at the major songs in the time capsule of music, the mainstream songs, they won't know that a pandemic happened. They won't know what happened in America. They might not know. But in the past, when you look at the mainstream, even the mainstream music capsules that encapsulate time, it shows you what was happening. It's a soundtrack for the people. It's a soundtrack of now. And I think that's what we're all doing as a music community. And I love what y'all are about. So I just wanted to give you flowers and then be quiet. You know
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man. Definitely means a lot.
So I don't know if you want to like maybe break down a little bit about who Crime Fighter is, some intro, and then pick one of your tracks, I guess, on that pool, and we'll play it.
I think we have a track coming to you in just a second.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect.
Definitely. So Crime Fighter, it was like NR had mentioned earlier, it was more than just friends and musicians getting together. It was a group of brothers. You know, most of us have known each other all our lives, you know. Some of us even since we were like 4 years old. Actually, one of the group members from Crime Fighter actually showed me how to ride a bike when I was 4. So that's how far we go, you know. So yeah, we got together. Funny enough, with the whole mental health issues and stuff like that, like music is what helped me pull myself from a dark place when I was younger. Just with stuff that was going on with a lot of our friends at that time. So I thank music for that. But several years later, Crime Fighter was formed, and we've been rocking ever since. Not only doing DJ gigs, putting out music on 2.0, and we were also featured on BBC Radio. That was another really cool thing that happened for us as well after one of our releases. So, and we're still rocking. We got some really cool things in the works right now. So I hope everybody enjoys the music, and let's rock.
Yo, no doubt. Anyone want to say anything? Or should you run into the track's not playing here? You have like a direct YouTube link or something, or like even a pool link?
Sure. I mean,
I can send you.
If you
written in stone.
Yeah, I sent you the link. Well, I sent you the track, but I can send you a link real quick to the track on SoundCloud.
Oh, Mizzo's muted.
I can't hear you, brother.
Shit. Yeah, the file's not playing on here for some reason.
Okay, I got you. I'll send it right now. Give me about 20 seconds.
Don't worry, watch. I'll fill in the blanks.
Hey, Mizzo, how about one of our commercials? How about one of the
Oh, please. Can we please go to commercial? Please go to commercial.
Cut the stream.
Yeah, that's it. We're doing this weekly. You know what I mean?
Not that, though.
No, not that.
Please don't do that. Yo, can we get a commercial? Can we get that the promo for Color Blockchain? I like that joint, man.
You know what? You want you want a testimony, or what do you want? Let's go. We got it all.
I want the first one. What is Color the Blockchain?
All right, done. Let's go. Let's get it.
Color the blockchain. Color the blockchain was a response-based solution, providing equal access into Web3 and basic technology, focused on people of color and women. We provide resources such as computers, internet cards, and basic Web3 and tech education delivered in the cadence of pop culture. Cardano's social impact focus resonates with the cause of Color the Blockchain. Therefore, we decided to mobilize with the Cardano community and utilize blockchain technology powered by Cardano. Our goal is to onboard people that are being left behind. Web3 is a new dimension connected to IRL. What happens here affects us in real life, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. As we build a new dimension, we want to focus on creating a better world. That's why we're here to color the blockchain. Equal access, equal power. Get connected.
So bada boom.
I'm impressed with that, brother. You did an amazing job with that, bro.
That looks
Thank you.
good.
See how calm my
Yeah.
voice was, calm and collected.
I know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
that
be
was
like
dope.
you when I grow up.
I had to be extra calm, you know what I mean? Because it's like I don't really go to the blockchain, come support us. I'm so hyped up. I had to like calm it down, you know.
You didn't want to do your Funk Master Flex version?
No, that's later. So I think
Okay,
we
that's
got
fine.
one right here. Let's go. So out of this playlist, what should we run? We got This New Love, IYFFE and Crime Fighter, Play Me Records, Lost in Bangers, Chief Street, Viper Recordings.
I think I sent you a direct one.
Yeah, it should be a
for,
joke. That
Yeah, I put
there's a
it on
link
the private
in
chat too.
Oh shit! Okay,
Private
sorry,
chat,
man.
yeah.
I'm going to mad different
Yeah.
links. Yeah, private chat's the best way to do it, actually.
Is that written in stone, brother?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
That's written
okay.
in stone, brother.
All right, let's go. Let's get it. Perfect. All right, appreciate it. Let's go. We're gonna get this track in. Written in stone. All right. Tell me if the audio is working. If it's not, I'll fix it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I self-lord and master. I'm the true and living, I'ma lead you to the pasture. We graze with the zigzag, ziggers come and get a bag with us, then we meet at the hereafter. I'm a disaster. You slip, watch I zip past ya. Down, cause these clowns don't got the it factor. It's the Zen master. So who am I to criticize? Play a butter rim, spit a ham, slip a gem inside. 157. Broadway, Riverside, North 22nd. Goody more equipment now. Locked in the cell, we gon' prevail. Underneath the tips of my nails, the holy grail. Dark side of the moon goons, they know me well. In this war between the devil and God, it's holy hell. In a one bedroom with my aunt and my brothers. But we knew that mama still loved.
It must be written in stone, yeah. Cause Lord knows I've done wrong much more than twice. Don't know how I deserve this beautiful life, yeah. I guess for all my wrongs I paid the price to earn this beautiful life. It must be written in stone. Yo, I aspire to be great. I've dealt with all the struggles on my plate along the way. Failing is not an option, but this would be a disgrace. The higher powers chose me to devour those up in my way. I don't expect people to know the demons I face. Eager to see the future, I know it's not a race. I'm not seeking sympathy, nor am I preaching to the symphonies. I hustle just to simply fulfill the prophecy. Cause honestly, I'm trying to build a legacy, trying to stack this currency, trying to be a better me for the sake of my family. I grind so they don't have to grind for themselves. My shorty grinds too, so it's easy to build. I fought plenty of demons, I still fight them today. They try me, but I don't give them the time of the day. I ain't letting nothing stop me from fulfilling my fate, cause I'm blessed and highly favored today. It must be written in stone, yeah. Cause Lord knows I've done wrong much more than twice. Don't know how I deserve this beautiful life. Yeah. I guess for all my wrongs I paid the price to earn this beautiful life. It must be written in stone.
I'll give you the unabridged, the cliff notes. None is fifth, it's crystal. There's still truth I live through. I put my hand on the Bible, fuck it, a rifle or a pistol. My life has been an issue after issue. Has my best, I pray to Jah, Allah, and Vishnu. Don't tell me about the struggle, nigga. My dad did 18, I did 5. Was supposed to be in chain links, died by 25. Make no great things happen. The fact that I'm still alive is a definite testament. Wasn't meant to agonize. A felon life matters, only matters when he dies. With 2 strikes in the same mind that got him inside the bind. How you expect them to reason like Ivy Leaguers? You must be blind. If intelligent design was ever meant for you and I, lose an eye, you a lie. Ability to clip my wings so I could never fly. But I rise straight from the pile of ashes like Rasputin in his prime.
My previous mistakes is like a dissonant tone. And after every single nightmare, I scream that I've grown. The people I've wronged who told me you reap what you sow, who I dismiss like an idiot, like leave me alone. I feel the breathing of these demons from the ripples below. Like a cyst in my marrow, yo, it tickles my bones. And the life I receive just shows how little we know. I see no other explanation, man.
It must be written in stone. Yeah. Cause Lord knows I've done wrong much more than twice. Don't know how I deserve this beautiful life. Yeah. I guess for all my wrongs I paid the price to earn this beautiful life. It must be written in stone.
Mmm.
What?
Yo,
Tasty.
what's
I
wrong with
need
you
to-
guys?
I need to know where to get that.
You saw on SoundCloud it said it was private, right? I don't appreciate that being a private track.
So right now we have a lot of tracks in the vault that are private, that are due to be released in the next few months on all main forms. Yeah, so
I will be on it.
Yo,
Love it.
honestly, the
Thank you.
lyrics are like, it's one of those songs. It's like, I didn't have to write today. You know what I mean? It's one of those, honestly, I'm listening to it. I'm like, cool. I didn't have to write today because that's how I feel. Like, yo, what you're talking about, I feel like it just resonates with right now so much, especially like, yo, the demon's still trying you, but ignoring it. You know what I mean? The growth, like you hear the growth, you hear it from then till now. Like, it's hard to not give in sometimes. It's hard to not give in to their energy and give them what they want, give them the fight. But it's like, nah, that's not the fight we want to fight. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful and it's empowering. And yo, on top of being beautiful and empowering and lyrically banging, yo, the masses would love that track. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm a super fan, yo. Like every single time I hear something new, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Yeah,
I appreciate
it, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, I got an echo.
I agree, man. That was fire.
Okay, are we
I was
good?
dancing for real, like Miguel
Okay,
Cotton.
audio's good. Yeah, I was gonna say I used to go by the
Fire.
one of my old monikers was Audio Grinch because it was really hard to get me to like something. And yeah, I'm an instant fan. You guys are heat, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
you guys
it.
heavy, man. It's beautiful
Appreciate
from
you,
the
brother.
instrumental to the cadences, the delivery, the lyrical content on point. Yeah, every piece of that was on point. And yeah, like Mizzo said, you guys made sure that it was contemporary enough to grab mass ears. I see why BBC took to you guys, man. Excellent stuff.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. So, man, I don't even know what to do after that. I think we can just stop the stream, man. We're good. No, I'm kidding. This is excellent. We had is what we have at this stage, though. Our next step on the program was to do a little Q&A. Did anybody in here have any questions for Krime Fyter? And I guess we're supposed to be watching the streams too to see if there are any comments or if anybody's watching. See if anybody in the audience wants to ask any questions. Please feel free to shoot your questions in the comments out here. I guess I can start. I'm pretty good at coming up with questions. First, where are each of you guys based?
Majority of the clique is out in Tampa. And I'm in Utah right now. My wife is active duty. I'm retired, but so we're here stationed out here in Utah. So
And what actually one of our KF members is
Oh,
out
yeah.
in Norway. So
Wow.
And yeah,
That's dope. And all you guys came together through knowing each other in physical proximity, or how did you guys come together?
It's crazy because one of our members, that's the DJ in the clique, he's always digging for music, and he bumped into Damien from Norway, and he kind of presented us to Damien, and ever since then it's like we started rocking. We started making music together online, and he actually flew out here twice. And one of those times that he came out here, we created a project. I mean, in 2 weeks, we put a whole entire project together.
That's amazing. Those timelines, man. When you put something together in crunch time and it just comes naturally like that, it's magic when it comes out right. So you can tell you guys were meant to be, man.
That's literally the story behind this track right here. We were actually in the middle of a hurricane, that hurricane that just hit here in Florida. And we literally had a week to get all these tracks together. We actually put 2 tracks. There's a double to that same track right there. That's dope as heck too. But yeah, we had to record vocals. I was literally boarding up my windows for the hurricane, and Sifu and Def said we're over here and recorded the vocals after I finished boarding up the windows. And our send vocals, mixed it real quick, send it back to Damien in Norway. He finished the mix. It was crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. You said Sifu? That's the name of one of your members?
Yeah.
I thought I heard a bunch of martial arts and then well, I'll just say martial arts related references. I'm not sure what the right term is to use there, but like I heard Zen Master. I heard a couple things in there. That's really dope. Is he actually a Sifu? Is he actually a Sifu? Does he actually teach martial arts or kung fu?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. But
okay,
he has his reasons, I guess, behind the name, behind Sifu, for sure.
That's dope. Yeah, I was a member of a group back in the 90s where we actually did martial arts as part of what we did with our music as well. It was really important. That was an important integral part of what we do. I hate using that word. So it's dope to hear that. You guys mind giving a shout out to everybody in the crew and just maybe giving a quick introduction to everybody else in the crew that's not here? It'd be great to hear who the rest of Crime Fyter is.
Definitely. We have Dev's Head, which is one of the lyricists in the crew, also produces. We got NR that's here as well, which, like he said, there's no introduction necessary. He pretty much plays classically trained piano, sings, raps. This guy is incredible. Everybody in the clique does different things. Sifu McLeod, Damien, we got Cryptodamus. We also got Andre Morales. Mechanical is another one of our producers in the clique. So yeah.
Mechanical is a dope name, yo.
Yeah.
Who's singing the chorus in that song?
Good question.
That's me.
It's the guy with the nice smile right there.
Yeah, nice voice.
We should have
He does
guessed
have
that.
the best smile.
Thank
He's
you.
always super happy. I love that.
You play piano and
Lined
sing.
up.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Those vocals are fire, yo. It's like I can't wait to make music with y'all, man. That's another call though, but let's go. I can't wait.
That's
for you,
we ready, brother.
Yeah.
for you to hear Dragon stuff, to you to hear Demo, to hear everything
Yeah.
Great Skull's doing and Rap Heads is doing, it's like I feel like we got something here. But so
Yeah,
with Dragon,
absolutely.
what do you say? I say keep leading the way, brother.
Hey, well, we're here for a charitable cause, and unless anybody else has any more questions for this round, feel free to bring up questions for Crime Fyter anytime throughout the rest of this moment here. Don't feel like you're obligated to come up with your questions now. But if you don't have any more questions, the next step was to get back to our cause, to blankets, and spend a little bit more time with Veda. I know. I think it would be a good time to give everybody a little bit more time to ask her some questions. And Veda, I don't know if you had any other details you'd like to give us on blankets. Like I hear you're in 27 states. If you want to give a little more backstory, that this would be a great time for that.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know how it happened. That's the truth.
That's how the best stuff happens, right?
Yeah, it was, it's crazy. It's one of those things. Well, Well, first of all, backstory. I am not the most subtle person. I tend to be sort of blunt. So that combined with just my personality and also my health, dealing with lupus and a brain tumor and a lot of stuff going on, has made it difficult for me to always maintain a career. This is one thing. I feel like I end up job hopping every 3 years. So this is something that I'm not paid for. I think I've in the last couple of years, I've been paid a total of like around $800 over the last 2 years, and I've been doing it for 9 years. But this is something that I've been able to do consistently. And every time that I want to give up, which happens because we lose people every year, and I don't know, it feels like something I'm meant to be doing because every time I want to give up, something happens. Like we get the funding that we need for this person, or somebody just brings that energy back to me that I've put out, you know? So yeah, we're in 27 states. That happened. I believe it was New York City. Somebody heard about us literally on the street, like word of mouth. Somebody who had been in the DC area traveled up to New York. Somebody was like, hey, where'd you get that? Where can I get it? And that's how it started. And over the last 9 years, it's just been state after state after state. And for the last, I want to say 7 years, we've had a Facebook page, which is the main way I've communicated with people, and started to do trainings and things like that. And then 2.5 years ago, we became a nonprofit. And that was a hard move to make because I don't want a lot of red tape. I don't want a lot of oversight in the sense of you have to be careful with board members. I have an amazing group of board members right now. And I just want to make sure that it stays true to what I wanted it to be and doesn't become something that's about ego or performative help, both of which are not needed by anybody at this point in this world. So yeah, we're still growing. We're moving throughout the states. It happens in a way that I don't understand, and I've just stopped trying to control it. But right now, I'm the only person who does all the ordering, all the organizing, all the training. If somebody reaches out to me and they don't have an address, and they say, hey, I need this, but I'm in my car and I don't have anywhere to get it, I'll ask them for the cross streets that they're most commonly by, and I will find a business there that can receive it and is willing to pass those things on to them. So you don't need an address to get what you need. And a lot of those people go on to become volunteers once they realize, okay, this like actually helps. And that's important. Like, it's important. I know for me, it's important to know, I actually can do something. It just has to be the right thing, has to align with my purpose. And it actually, I'm actually also a student. I'm working towards my psych PhD. I'm just starting with the master's part right now. But so it's grown. The long-term goals were actually classified not just as first responders, but as education. So when you guys were talking about education being important, 100% agree. I want to eventually get into schools and start talking to kids about the education they should be getting in schools, which is all the financial stuff and the how to navigate life in a way to help you avoid certain pitfalls that typically only wealthier families are able to teach their children. So eventually we'll move into more of the education realm. Right now, I go out with a few other volunteers to the different states, and we teach people how to use the Mylar in different ways. Like, you can use it inside your car, on your ceiling of your car to reflect your body heat. How to, in the summer, you can line a box with it, use your old blanket to cook your pizza, like in the sun. It has like a lot of different things that you can do with it. So education is big. We keep growing and changing, which is what I want, and the way it should be. Down the road, I hope to incorporate more environmental aspects and environmental preservation as part of it, since, as we see the environment change and we see resources taxed, it's always the same groups that suffer first, the people who don't have the money. So all those things kind of work together. So education is a really big part of where we're going. But I also just let it go where it goes. So we'll see kind of where we end up, the same way we got here.
You know what I like about it?
Man.
What I notice is like the full harm reduction aspect to all of it. Because like giving someone blankets is harm reduction. Keeping someone
Yeah.
alive is harm reduction, and like you're talking about, you see harm reduction in progress. Is from just your story. You were giving someone blankets, and now I was homeless before. When I was homeless, I wasn't volunteering. I was trying to survive. I didn't have the spiritual energy to go volunteer. Some people might, but for the most part, it seems like it's hard to do when you're at that space.
Yeah,
And
it is.
so when you're giving someone blankets, and then you turn around and see them volunteering to give other people blankets, the harm reduction's working, and that's proof of work right there. So that's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, it absolutely is. And I was really honestly surprised how many people want to do that. But all of us, I think, human beings, no matter the type of human being we are, because you hear about sometimes horrible people who've done horrible things overall, still do some good things here and there. So I think everybody has it in them. Like, we want to feel good about something, and when you don't have the resources, yeah.
No, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you up. I just wanted to say, yeah, like horrible things. Like I've made horrible mistakes in my life. You know what I mean? I've done things that if I think about, it used to be gray clouds over my head. It's been years, and still just thinking about it. The more you step into your knowledge of self and consciousness, those things hurt you even more. And then you got to learn to let it go. And the best way to let it go is to make it a lesson. So when it becomes a lesson, it becomes empowering. It's unfortunate that in the past, I did horrible things, and people around me suffered from it. But it became a lesson later. I can use that and feel guilty about it, or I can move that gray cloud away and keep moving forward and learning. So that's the thing. Like everyone has that space. Sometimes the horrible things people do is out of exactly lack of knowledge of self and fear, back against the wall, lack of guidance or whatever it may be. So that's the thing.
Trauma
We can't really
response.
judge people on their actions. Trauma response. Me and Dragon have been building on, and Sky have been building on trauma response stories recently and what we're dealing with.
Absolutely, man. I definitely relate
So
to
much.
having a closet full of regrets. It's cool. Go ahead, V. Were you about to say something?
Yeah. For me, sorry, go ahead. Me?
No. Yeah, you.
Or
You're on.
I think there's a delay.
Oh,
me?
no.
Okay. I was going to say, for me, like the big thing, I think. Oh, wait, who? Okay.
Yep. Go.
For me, I think the big. Yes, go. I'm so confused. There's definitely a delay on my end. I'm so sorry. All right. Yeah. For me, the big thing throughout life, I think, as a trauma response, just like survival level, that I'm now realizing, because I'm in therapy, not just trying to be a therapist, but at a young age, coming from a multiracial family in the Deep South, and like having our business burnt down and bricks thrown through our windows and stuff. Like, my very first memory is actually dealing with the KKK. So like trauma response starts young. And I think I learned from a young age to lie and to adapt to whatever situation to feel safe. But it gets out of control and it becomes something different. And I had just like epiphanies throughout my life where I felt like, I don't fit or I don't feel loved. And then I realized, like, if you're not letting people really know who you are, how are you going to feel loved? Because you know that they don't even know who they're sending that love to, So more and more of my life as I work through my own stuff is about leaving space for truth and then just letting it be, whatever the reaction is going to be. And it's crucial to allow other people to do that and not judge. So like one of the things with Blankets to the Streets is when we go out, you know, you use your judgment. Don't walk up to somebody who's most likely going to cap you. Don't do that. But you do walk up to the person that in another circumstance you might want to judge. Like some of our people who are kind of new to doing outreach, they're a little bit more hesitant to approach people. You know, I tend to have a really good radar, I guess. So I just approach whoever I feel like approaching, which is usually fine. I got robbed at Machete Point once, but other than that, it's been all good. So you don't judge people, you meet them where they're at, and then you let people take it from there. And that's it. And while I am a spiritual person, I get questions a lot about whether we're ministry based, and we're not religion based. But love is an action verb, and that's the ministry, if there's one, you know? So, yeah, meet people where they're at and know that everyone's made mistakes. And, you know, if you think you haven't, that's your first mistake right there, you know? So, yeah, we're all growing, I think, and changing all the time, hopefully. If you're not changing, I think there's something wrong.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
love is an action verb was a big one. Sky, did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say absolutely, and letting people grow and letting them know that you see them growing too, I think is important. You know, because a lot of people don't know if they're growing and you see all the strides that they're making, but nobody ever points it out. How do you know that you're on that path? You know, like you know, I think that's a really important thing too. And I actually just wanted to ask you, how many volunteers do you have?
Oh, wow.
Like,
So it changes year to
nationwide?
year and month to month. But we're in multiple cities and multiple states. My last count was 132. Not everyone is consistent. And when they're homeless, sometimes we lose track of each other for a minute and then they'll pop back up. We've seen a lot of people get housed in the last 3 years, which is just beautiful. It's crazy because like that stimulus, that got people off the street. And how much money have we put into fake solutions when really all they needed was to have, you know, a little boost? Because like 1 in 5 to 1 in 4 people who are homeless in the US are employed. You know, they're a big portion. Another large portion is people under the age of 21. And then we have like around 500,000 foster children at any given moment who oftentimes are often on the street here. So the number of people changes. There have been a lot of people who don't feel safe going out during COVID. So that's a bit of a struggle. And I understand that. And, you know, we hand out masks and hygiene stuff. In the summer, we have solar showers and solar hand washing stations that we've been getting out there for people since the start of COVID. But it changes. I hope that we'll get more. I hope to start doing like larger video trainings about everything, including role playing, like how to respond in situations. And to your point of making sure you tell people when you see them changing, what people don't understand when you're on the street is that need for family and that need to have a group or some kind of connection, whether it's your pet or, you know, your friends. But that makes it much harder to present your change in a way that people can see, because with the trauma bond comes resistance to somebody changing at a rate that you're not changing.
Leaving people behind.
Yes. So a lot of people, you know, a lot of people end up on the street, not on drugs, but the only way that they can feel safe or part of something is to prove I'm not a narc, so I'm gonna try this with you, you know, or I'm in physical pain and now I'm hooked on something. But So the number of volunteers depends. We have people who are in and out of rehab or whatever is going on in their life. So it fluctuates, and I just try to keep up with everybody.
Amazing.
Which is a challenge because I'm an introvert. So I'm like, I'm a relationship camel. Like, you can talk to me like twice a year and I'm good in the desert, you know? So I try to stay up with everybody.
Amazing. You're doing such a good job. It's amazing to see.
Thank you.
You know, Veda, I think you might need to be an MC. I think you might need to write bars, because a relationship camel and love is a verb. Those are lines. I think I might be stealing those for my next couple rhymes.
I write poetry.
That's
And I
right.
used to do the open mic nights back in DC.
You also do photography, and you do a few forms of art, don't you? You mind sharing the different forms of art that you do?
I do. I do photography. I think I'm probably better at photography than the others, but I sketch, I paint somewhat poorly. I used to sing. Lupus has kind of messed my voice up, but I used to sing. I play a little bit of piano, a little bit of ukulele, a little bit of other things that I clearly don't play well if I can't remember the name of them. So, but yeah, I love art. I love art. Art and music are life to me. We moved around a lot as a kid. My dad actually was the head of kind of a Buddhist commune. And I cannot remember when I lived where unless I remember what music I was listening to when I was there. Because like I know the year the music came out, but I won't remember where I lived during that year unless I relate it to music or art. So this is the place for me, this group here.
That's beautiful. I wonder if you have you thought about writing a book, because you sound like you've really got a story that is, one, inspiring, but two, is just going to be a really good read.
Thank you. I have thought about it. I feel like I need to continue working on myself a bit so that I make sure that whatever I put down is true. Because in the process of lying to other people, I have not been left out of that. I've definitely told myself some lies. So I want to be sure that I refine down to what's true and what's useful for others as well before I try that. But yeah, I've thought about it for sure.
Yeah. Well,
My
I'll tell you,
parents
anything
are
that
really
you share.
interesting. So thank
Oh,
you.
really?
Thanks for letting me talk.
Absolutely. I don't know if we're bumping heads again on the delay. If we are, I'll probably hand off to Mizzo. But we did want to ask how people can help you right now before we get into the Web3 world. How people in DC or any of the physical locations that you have representatives can help you out.
That would be, yeah. So we have a website, blanketstothestreets.org. It's not the most beautiful website, but we do have, because I did it and I don't know what I'm doing. But we have a way to donate through PayPal, and your donations are tax deductible. If you just go to blanketstothestreets.org, click on the little 3 lines on the right-hand side, and you'll see the drop down to donate. We always need volunteers. We always need people to talk about us, just word of mouth. Even if you don't have anything to hand out, you can let people know where to connect with us. And social media is huge. If you share about us, you don't know how many people who receive blankets are on social media, but they're not out of the homeless closet. So you never know what's going on with people. So just talking about it, sharing about it. The reason I kind of set it up the way I set it up is because, like I said, I had no money when this started. I have no money now. So what it is just finding all the people with the different pieces, the person to go out on the street, the person to talk about it, which leads to fundraising, the people to donate, people with art spaces. Sometimes I meet amazing artists that are on the street, and if they're in your city and you have a cafe and you want to let them throw some art up on the wall and see if it sells, that's huge. You know, anything. And ideas. If you have ideas, I'm open to everything. You know, everything is a puzzle, so everyone has a piece of it.
That's perfect. I did wonder, you said you have a board, and I know starting a nonprofit is probably a big challenge. It's probably a pretty hefty undertaking. Do you
It's
mind
huge,
sharing a
yeah.
little bit about that process, especially about how you came across finding the members of your board?
The two initial members of my board are good friends of mine. And one is a nurse. The other one has worked in government contracting on various like security and programming things. John specifically, is one of my best friends. He is somebody who I actually ran this group past and talked about what we were going to be doing and talking about. And really like mines, I have a social worker coming on board shortly, who helped me a lot actually, when I was first diagnosed with the brain tumor. And the other board member is my mom, because she's kind of the person who planted the seeds with me when I was a bratty little child. And she cut that, she's like, you're bagging up all your stuff and we're going to the area that is poorer than us and you're handing your toys out. And that's what I did. And that for me was that seed planted. Like when I actually saw how happy these kids were to have about the stuff that I couldn't be bothered to pick up off the floor, that was life-changing for me. And I think that seed just grew up until blankets started. So that's my board now, but I have a couple more people starting soon. But I'm super picky, and I'm like a definite type B person, but when it comes to this, I'm type A. Like I kind of want control over everything, just to make sure, because like I said, I haven't taken a salary for anything up until the past 2 years, when I've taken a little bit here and there. And it mostly just ends up covering my gas when I go out and stuff like that. But I just want to be sure that this stays true to what I want it to be. I want us to grow, but I never want us to become one of those organizations where all the money's stopping at the top, or, things are just shady. I don't want that. So I will control and be frustrating to people for as long as I have to. But with this board, I have people that I really trust. And yeah, starting a nonprofit is no joke. It's very different from starting your own business. It's very expensive for someone that doesn't have money. You got to stay on your receipts. You have to do your, get your taxes done. You have to have an agent, which is basically somebody who is there to answer questions or accept mail from the government during all normal business hours. You have to have like a lawyer. So there's a lot associated with it. And it took me a really long time to decide if I wanted to do that or not, because while I appreciate aspects of our government, this is not a government that I want involved in anything that I need to function. It's not their strong suit. I feel like and I feel like our government is great for ideas and really bad for performance, and it changes based on who's in control. Yeah. So yeah, we're a nonprofit now, which means your, contributions are tax deductible. It means we can apply for grants, which is the big motivation for me doing that, is that I realized with my health issues, if I can get grants and get money to help more people, but also finally start taking a salary for it, I don't have to keep worrying about being on the verge of losing my housing, which unfortunately, because of my health right now, I'm like off and on chemo and getting blood transfusions and stuff like that. I have literally had to beg my friends to help me stay housed from time to time. And it's a horrible feeling, and feels quite ironic that I'm out there doing the work I'm doing, like I'm on the other side of the table, when I'm really kind of just on the table and straddling it back and forth between staying housed myself. And I can just babble forever, so feel free to cut me off.
No, it's not. You actually led right to what my next question was, because I've heard you say a number of times you're on the verge of homelessness yourself. You're running
Yeah.
a charitable cause. This organization needs you. The people in the streets need you. How do people help you and help the organization? I mean, I understand you've asked for friends for help, but do you have some sort of means for somebody to say, hey, I know I have money that I can allocate to both Veda and to blankets, do you have a way for them to donate to you directly?
They can. So if they want to donate to me directly outside of blankets, there's two ways to do it. If you want it to be tax deductible, you can donate it to Blankets to the Streets and say I can use it for administrative costs, and then that'll cover some of the money that I continue to put into the business, as well as I can allocate it to payroll for myself now. Or you can just donate straight to me at our old nonprofit PayPal address, which is paypal.me/blankets to the streets. And you can just say that this is for personal use if you want. And that way I can just put it with my taxes versus putting it on Blankets to the Streets taxes. But if you do that, it won't be tax deductible. So it's up to you. The other thing you can do to help me, because I am technically disabled and I'm trying to act like I'm not, because I'm in this long process. It can take like 2 to 5 years to get disability. Even with a brain tumor and brain surgery coming up, they still, I'm waiting. Vote for people who actually put things into place that make sense for us as a country. Like, there are just too many people that don't have safety nets, and I could have like so many things better by now and be, healthier and be back to working if I weren't constantly trying to make ends meet instead of getting back from the government so much of what I've put into it. We need more. I would say like about half of the people I meet on the street are actually waiting for disability, which is, I don't know if that's specific to Seattle because I've started asking more questions here. But that's crazy, and that's also a leading cause of people becoming hooked on drugs. Is you can imagine being in pain and being in the lap of luxury or having a bed, but being in pain, sleeping on cold pavement. It doesn't go anywhere good. So I appreciate if anyone wants to help me. I would be immensely grateful, because like I said, every month I'm trying to figure it out or making decisions about keeping the business going by paying a fee that I need to pay versus eating, and that's something I'm dealing with every month. So that really sucks. And if you need to see receipts for how that money's spent, let me know, because I understand a lot of people, don't feel comfortable with some of what they've seen, like CEOs taking money and stuff. But we are really small. I keep overhead low. I use Amazon a lot for shipping. I just pay for the free shipping. We have a postal address instead of a large storage unit, which we need. So I keep everything cost-wise as low as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Also donate. If you can donate,
So just to recap, sorry, I'm on the site right now. I just want to see and make sure that everything's, so blanketstothestreets.org. There's a donate button on the top right. That's where anybody can get in touch directly with the organization and donate. I also see the Instagram, Blankets to the Streets, right? Also can connect through there. Facebook.com/Blankets to the Streets. Very easy to link up and donate. And I love the cause. Thank you for sharing everything that you just did. I'm super impressed by it and really looking forward to helping out and doing what we can do to play our role.
Thanks.
You're 100%. I just put the site up there. If anyone wants, you could check the site out. And it's also scrolling on the bottom, blanketstothestreet.org, streets.org. And yeah, for those that it's easier to support when you can get a tax deductible, that is a bonus, and it's an easy way to help. You know what I mean? Especially for people that have companies that have a certain amount of funding that they're already getting. That's an easy way to help. And another way to do is also, sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. If I can just add one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that's one big thing. We've had people from Microsoft. If you work at a company where they pay for the time you put in as volunteers, our Microsoft volunteers probably get more money in our door than anyone else because Microsoft pays $25 per hour that you volunteer for us. So if you have a company that does something like that or wants to donate somewhere, or if you're a grant writer and you want to help us out, those are all, I mean, there's just so many ways to help. And you can always connect with me through any of those websites, and I'll respond back usually within 24 hours, if not less.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And another thing, helping yourself. There's a lot of this. It's across the board. We see it when major corporations and major nonprofits with corporate funding, almost when they are asking for your money, we give it, and we don't ask them for any proof of anything. 90% goes to administrative costs. That's how it
Mm-hmm.
works. Most of the heartfelt projects, this is not something I think being transparent is important. And I love that you're going to be transparent. That's what we're doing as Color the Blockchain. Transparency is key. But at the same
Yeah.
time, the community that is watching, we should be focusing on the cause. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
just dancing with each other like that. We have to look like, all right, what has Vita been doing?
Right.
She has proof of work. She's been doing this work. So let's make sure she has somewhere to live. You know, it's like a lot of
Yeah.
founders and a lot of organizations like this can't keep their lights on, but they're paying for someone else's lights to stay on. And
Yeah.
the
And
people, I was just going to say, the people are asking, it's like we're trained to have no trust, but the ones that we
Mm-hmm.
should trust are the ones on the front line putting in the work. So I don't need any proof from you, but being transparent is important. But I would never ask that, because that's a whole lot of extra type. It's not much, but during that time, I already seen your proof of work. And during that time, when you're giving me receipts, you'd be giving someone blankets. You know what I mean? And
That's
I
very
rather
true.
ask corporations for proof. You know what I mean?
Ironically, I feel that it's the people that I know that ask me for proof more often. And I think it's, I went to the same school as Shah or Dragon, some of the same schools. And there's a wide range of affluence there. And I think because I don't read as poor, like people didn't realize like the struggles. Like I was already helping pay rent during high school. Like you don't really know what's going on with people. And I think it's hard to believe that somebody that needs help. It's hard. Like it's hard to know other people's realities. And I talk very openly about everything because I really think like the toxic positivity thing is a real issue where we suppress people's ability to just have human experiences, But yeah, I talk about all that kind of stuff very openly. And it is a time drain and it's an emotional drain and it's embarrassing. But I can't be out on the street saying, share your story if I'm not going to talk about mine. We need to normalize all of this stuff. And we need to normalize admitting that we are a country that has and creates shanty towns, but tries to pretend like we don't.
Oh, facts. You could travel the world and you can see
Yeah.
the parts of the world they say don't go to because it's dangerous. You go there and actually see how advanced they are. But I wanted to bring up another form of your fundraising, and then let's play some music from the Brotherhood Billions. It's you're here. This is one of 4 weeks. You're going to be back next Saturday, 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. EST on the same stream, so people can tune in. But you're going to be dropping an NFT project, which is going to be a new form of fundraising. You know what I mean? So I know you're kind of learning that with us as we go. You know what I mean? Do you have any thoughts on that you want to publicly speak about, or we could wait till next week? We don't have to rush that part.
I mean, there are some things I wanted to talk about in terms of my process of deciding to throw in with you guys and everything you're doing in the blockchain and NFTs and environmental impacts about that, and why I decided to go forward with it, and why I think that we can use it to help people. To just make it a really short response, because a lot of people, when you talk about blockchain, they'll talk about the ozone or some of the different things that we know, are related to any technology, really, like how it impacts the environment. Or Mylar blankets, for instance, are not recyclable, or not. They don't. um, come apart. But anyway, just to put it really shortly, there are massive companies out there utilizing the blockchain and the NFT. And, you know, again, we have the top 1% and the top 3% very involved. So then you get a project like this, because these things exist no matter what we're doing. You get a project like what you're doing, and it actually gives everyone an opportunity to add a safety net, because we're all on this ride together in terms of the environment and technology. Nothing is changing that. So we need to figure out how to utilize these things to make that ride easier for the rest of us. And so that's what I love about this. That's why I'm learning about the NFTs, because we're not necessarily the ones steering everything. So we need to figure out, how do we stop at more of our destinations if this already exists? So that's one thing that I really considered, you know.
No, that's nice.
Yeah, I love what you.
Go ahead, brother.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, I love what you sent me. She sent me a nice, a beautifully worded write up, just explaining her thought process and how she worked her way through this. And I'd love to. I think we should really go into that next week. We should really spend a good deal of time on the environmental question next week, and maybe we'll even be able to get some people from the community to come in and really speak with some true authority on the environmental concerns. I think that it really deserves some time and attention. Does that sound like a good idea for next week? Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Just for me, and also,
I know we'll get. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Mizzo's point from a previous conversation about. Huh? What?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Something you talked about before about paying back into communities with technology, paying back into underserved communities, things you guys were talking about. So all of those things, I think, also are in terms of the environment as well. And now I will stop talking.
No, it's all love. We're just saying, for many reasons, we want to start keeping. We're gonna probably 25 minutes. We're gonna cap it at 2 hours at all times. And one of the main reasons we're doing that, we should talk about why that's important, is because people that do this work don't know when to stop. And we need time for our mental health. We need time for our family. We need time to recharge, or else this work won't be what we're doing. So, we'll drain ourselves. Therefore, we try to keep a cap on things we're doing recently, because usually our 1 hour meetings turn into 5. You know what I mean? Even our lives. So, but I love what you're doing. Excited to have you back next week. And I want to say, Jimmy from Six City is actually putting Odinson designed your NFT that will show soon next week. And I know you saw it. Odinson designed the Color of the Blockchain NFT. We'll talk about that later. But big shout out Jimmy from Six City who made this happen. You know what I mean? I want to publicly thank you for that, because without you, we wouldn't be able to take it to that level. And you've done a lot of great work in a short period of time. And if there's anything you want to add about this whole side of things that we're missing, because you're the expert.
I think that we're pretty good, and thank you for all that. Like, this is, I really like the way that this happens, because it gives people an opportunity to support a cause. And like the whole NFT, everyone has their opinions about NFTs, and I think something like this, you don't see it too often yet. And I think I really like being some of the first groups to kind of normalize this and do it in a proper way. So I'm super excited to get this out. I was actually working a bit on the Blankets to the Streets NFT last night, and it's going to be great. So like, when people buy this NFT, they're going to have a collectible piece that directly is going to go to support like a super worthy cause. So I'm really excited to get this out and going. And I think it will start to catch on. This style of NFT is a really solid way for people literally all over the world who can see that there's a cause that they believe in, but they don't necessarily know how to help because of geography, because of there could be a million different reasons. And this just provides a super easy way to lend support to really specific places anywhere that we go in the world. So I love it.
100%. I'm excited, yo. So, let's play some music with the Brotherhood Billions.
Billions.
Brother Demo, you want to take it over?
Yes, sir. Let's do it, man. What do we got? Hood Billions. You want to talk a little bit about Hood Billions, how that came about? What was the motivation for it, the concept behind it, before we go on and play it?
All right, so my stage name is Matt Dymend, and I just added the Hood Billions portion once I got into crypto. Y'all can hear me? Okay. So Hood Billions is basically I wanted to make billions to reach billions, you know what I mean? Because that's just what Hood Billions is about. It's about giving back to the community using crypto and using that aspect. How I got Matt Dymend is you know, I feel like I'm a diamond in the rough, and you know, pressure and heat builds diamonds. And I believe everybody's a diamond in their own type of fashion or on their own type of journey. So that's where I got that from. So I guess I use my music to basically, you know, be a voice for the voiceless. I've been through a lot through my life, and I use my experiences to just I use my music to expose all my experiences that a lot of people haven't really came across or have came across. And so that gives me an outlet to just express that and highlight these things that I've been through.
When did you start writing?
I started writing in high school. I got serious like in 2010. I've been through a lot of certain deals. I won't go too into it, but I've had some good times. I've had some bad times, but Web3 has given me an opportunity to actually be myself and express myself to the fullest capacity. So that's what I'm very grateful for. There's no gatekeeping in Web3. You can be who you want to be. No labels telling you can't say this, you can't be this. You know, it's just you and the community that you build. So that's what I love about it.
That's facts, man. I love that. I want to hear this track. Mizo, you want to run this track? And then we want to speak more about it after?
Let's get it.
Boom. This is Caught Up by Matt Dymend, aka Hood Billions. Let's go. My bad. Let's go.
Have you ever felt underrated? Try to make it, try to be down, but faded. Try to live it to the hype, but you're running for your life. Lose yourself when your mind ain't sacred. Filling up with philosophies, consumed by hypocrisy and debauchery. Now you're searching for the answers from opinions, only ending up in mockery. Whose side you on? Are you really fake? Are you gonna be down, or will you hesitate? Play around with that for be your last breath. When you come to him, it's gonna be too late. Why waste all that time? We on the front lines, see the signs when we living in the real world. Hunted by the little demons who be creeping, cause they're scheming, cause 100 for the back of your new pearls. Gotta stay protected, don't reject it if you feel his presence, cause your weakness is only sufficient if God is a part of your essence. Sharpen your weapons, cause the iron ship is iron. We'll be living through the fire, get the struggle when we come out. It's a volley of the bones, instead of rising to the throne. We awaken, we ready for the last bout. The city is dying, cause the truth ain't reviving, cause we keep getting caught up. They say the city is dying, cause the truth ain't reviving, cause we keep getting caught up, cause we caught up, cause we caught up, cause we keep getting caught up, cause we caught up, cause we caught up, cause we keep getting caught up. Pressure always build diamonds, raise alliance, so we stayed on top. Self-condemnation, damnation, recreating when we lukewarm non-stop. It's getting hot. Is it heaven or hell, or we under their spell? Cause we living in the love affair. We seduced by seduction, while we living lust in the rush, call up to the sin flares. These wayward women and men destroying our homes. They idolize pretty demons and marriage gets overthrown. Caught in the zone with a zodiac. Matter of fact, you under attack, infatuated with the wrong badge. You were going to church to put a work, try to hide a little secrets, but he know where the heart at. Gotta test what it's hitting, it's written. You will always be forgiven, repentance. If you give up your life, then you really save your life. Enemy to sacrifice should be risen. Quick commission. When we open our eyes, we see the lies no longer denied. When we see the truth, we rectify. The power inside, to testify, to change the mind. They say the city is dying, cause the truth ain't reviving. Cause we keep getting caught up. They say the city is dying, cause the truth ain't reviving. Cause we keep getting caught up. Cause we caught up. Cause we caught up. Cause we keep getting caught up. Cause we caught up. Cause we caught up. Cause we keep getting caught up.
Fire.
Woohoo.
Yo.
Oh man, dude, that was.
Yo, what's wrong with you?
I gotta listen to that one like 20 more times, dude.
Yo,
there's a lot to break down there.
Yeah, it makes me so
I
happy.
see that
it's like,
song.
why?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
I think
I do want to ask. There was one part that really like I wanted to ask about. There were so many lines, so many bars. I got to listen to that 100 more times to really break it all down. But there was one that really stuck out to me. You said something about we're living in the love of fear. Am I getting that part right?
No, I think we're living in the love affair, like a love affair.
In the love affair, right? Yeah. I wanted to ask about that line. Just break it down a little bit for me. That just that little segment right there. How that came about, what that means to you, and
so growing up, I was always around. I guess a lot of players, a lot of people who cheated on their loved ones and whatnot, and they never really understood the value of love. And so just exposing that type of situation, how we get caught up in these type of love triangles, because for one, we're still trying to find ourselves. And, sometimes we can get lost without finding ourselves, and we can hurt the ones we love without knowing it. So being caught up in that love affair, meaning that love, that life, that lifestyle that you're trying to get away from, it. It's just part of your nature because you don't know yourself. So, I mean, that's the best way I can break it down.
Beautiful,
Man, that's so relatable.
That's
bro.
awesome, man. It's actually almost, yeah.
Go ahead, Dimo. You got it, bro.
No, sorry. There's a delay here. No, I do love that, man. That's real true. That's facts, and it's actually almost the way I heard it was love of fear, which is almost an interesting wordplay in and of itself. Kind of goes with exactly what you're describing, like that love of being in that fearful state, but not knowing how to get out of it, because that's what you're used to and attached to, and that's beautiful writing, man. Really props up to that one. Where can we find this track? I want to listen. If I want to listen to it 100 more times, where can I find this?
So that track, you can actually either purchase it through Cardano, through Six City. Six City has helped me, put out my first Web3 album, and that's why I always give him the most props, because he takes the time to help out artists like myself, kind of enter this Web3 space. Or you can look me up on YouTube, and you can hear the song there as well.
Boom.
And for YouTube, we just search up. Let's see here. Let me get to it.
If you type in "Light Through Darkness," Matt Dymend, it should pull up.
Light Through Darkness. Matt Dymend. Got my follow, man.
I wish
Love it.
that I had the chops to make videos, because I could see that whole thing in my head so clearly. I love it.
Dragon had a really nice one too. The question, brother, if you want to ask that, I like that question.
Okay, I'm watching out for the delay, y'all. So if there's a delay, just let me know and I'll step down and just do it through the
You're
through the
good now.
chat. But okay, beautiful. Yeah, that hook arrangement. First off, I want to make sure I comment on that. That hook arrangement was crazy, man. I love the way y'all did that. Did you engineer that, or was that somebody else that engineered that?
So me and my producer been hand in hand for like 10 years. And yeah, so it's just me and him. He engineers it, you know. I have the vision of the song and he just conveys my, you know, my vision of it. So yeah, he engineered it, but I wanted it that way.
Well, y'all did it, man. That was amazing. That hook had me going the whole time. I was trying to catch up, keep up, and I'm like, damn, I got to go back and dissect this and break this down because y'all did an amazing job with that, man. And another question too, when it comes to Christian rappers, I know back in the '90s, it was hard to find a Christian rapper that was like really like somebody that people would be attracted to when it came to their music. The first Christian rapper that I came to love, his name is Cookbook. He's out on the West Coast. He came from a group called LA Symphony. He's produced a couple tracks for Grayskull. As a matter of fact, an animal on production, and he's just an amazing MC. You sound like you're in that same boat. You sound like you're one of the amazing Christian rappers, most amazing Christian rappers I've ever heard, to be honest, man. You're definitely top 5 that I've heard so far, just off of this one song, because it sounds, you can't tell. Like usually you can tell, and there's no telling. You're just it sounds like you're just an MC making great music, and it's dope to hear that you also have some values that you stand by. Do you feel like you get boxed in with that Christian rapper label sometimes?
So like that was one of the issues of one of these. I had a few major deals, but they wanted me to take out what I believe in order to, you know, make it. And I was like, I'll just stay true to the craft. You know what I mean? And understanding, like when you think about Christian artists, like you think about like a certain standard, but like you got to be real about it. Like I guess like I've been through so much, and I use my experiences to just be relatable. I mean, like, you know, like I can't. I'm not gonna preach to you to tell you to believe in what this and that, but what I am gonna express, like, hey man, I've felt through pain. I've been through the struggle. I've been through hurt. I've been angry. I've been happy. You know, just things that are relatable on the music aspect, and me as a person of experience between those type of situations. So they could try to box me, but I'm somebody that can't be boxed because like I'm nothing that's out there. You know what I mean? I'm just my own unique thing. I've created my own lane, and you know, NR told me the best. You know, like when I was first getting to know Krime, NR was like, "Yeah, man, you know, you create your own lane, man. Forget everybody else." You know, and it's just
Yeah.
great to hear. And you know, sometimes you know it might be a rough road, but hey, that lane I'm gonna create, maybe I can be that. You know, Tupac said it, like I might not be the one to inspire the world, but I'm going to inspire the one to inspire the world, and that's just what I feel. So, you know, shout out to Tupac all day. But yeah.
Resonate with that heavy, man. Thank you very much for answering those questions. I know we're coming up at 1:52. I have a lot more questions for you. I got a lot more questions for Krime Fyter. So we've got to catch up on another stream somewhere sometime really soon, man. I really want to lock in with both you guys. Where are we at next before we shut down, guys? I know we're on the clock here.
I think it is shutdown time. Especially we'll be back next week anyways. So I think that's where we're at.
Okay, that's beautiful. Now we have some giveaways we want to do. Do we want to at least tell people how to register for the giveaway, how to get a chance for the giveaway, and then we'll bring that back up next week and jump into everything else from there? You're on mute, bro.
It's like, what giveaway? Mutes Mike.
Oh my bad. Oh, giveaway. All right, yo. We do got giveaways. Anyone for the whole week, for the rest of the week, until we get more momentum. Then we'll do it during the live streams. But right now, if you go to, maybe I should change the banner. That would be nice and respectful, wouldn't it? All right, tap in with us at colortheblockchain.org. Once you go there, you can find our Twitter. I'm going to make you go through the steps. Once you go to the Twitter, it's going to be a few clicks. It's free, so you got to hit a few clicks to earn it. You go to Twitter, the pinned tweet for Color the Blockchain, all you got to do is retweet it. That's all you have to do, retweet it and follow the steps on it. And there are giveaways from Zion's Landing, some cosmic robes designed by Odinson, some King Mizzo digital wearables. What do we have from you, Dragon?
We've got two things from me. We've got the House of Fluid Reflections, or HFR family meditation minute. It's a singing bowl meditation visual NFT from my fiance Yanni. And then we also will have a Pitchfork Pass, which will give you access to my content library NFT collection, Pitchfork pieces. The Pitchfork Pass will let you get access to some of the instrumentals that I'll be providing access to for content creators, some stock video that I'm going to be putting in the library, and also some stock photos as well.
Beautiful. And so that's what I'm saying. We got different giveaways. Eventually, we're going to have more, but this is good enough. This is great. This is more. You know what I mean? And big shout out to, Hood Billions. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. We all appreciate Crime Fighter, everyone on the squad, Six City Sky, obviously Veda, Blankets to the Street. That's the main focus. You know what I mean? We want to make sure people support Blankets to the Streets. And by next week, we're going to hear more about the NFT. I do want to explain a little bit about Color the Blockchain if it's a good time to do it before we wrap up.
We got 5 minutes.
Absolutely. I do.
All right.
I do want to give ask one more thing though. If you want to give Brotherhood Billions and also Crime Fighter a chance to just plug anything they have coming up, I'd like to give them a chance to shout that out.
100%.
Some CTB stuff. Maddie, you want to give us something first? What can we watch?
So right now, me and NR, we did a track called War Dogs, and I did 2 versions, the US version, the Aussie version. NR's a vet himself, so if you're on Cardano, go and pick it up. The Aussie version, percentage goes to Lad Swag, which is a charity that basically helps out veterans. So that is out right now, and we're trying to just push this for this month, because this month is War Dogs month, and this is a project that basically helps veterans. So if you guys want to just add to your part, just go ahead and purchase those songs by supporting us, and let's keep on building.
Oopsie. Excellent. Crime Fighter, you guys want to tell us what you guys got coming up? Thank you, Maddie.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for being here.
As Matt said, we got that track. Definitely check it out. It's a beautiful piece of art. You know what I'm saying? Always great to work with him. We got some other stuff that we have recorded as well, that we're planning on releasing soon. So be on the lookout for that. As far as Crime Fighter, the track that you heard from us, Written in Stone, we just checked the drop schedule, and it's actually scheduled to be released February 10th, which is about 3 weeks from now. That'll be available on all major streaming platforms and stuff, including Pandora. You type in Crime Fighter, you check us out. Make sure you include that in your gym, your gym process and stuff. And we also have a lot of huge projects in the works in the Cardano community that are scheduled to be releasing soon. So we'll definitely tap in with y'all in the next few weeks and stuff to share further details with that. But thank you all for the opportunity. I love the group. You all, just hearing all of you and all your inspirational stories and all that stuff. I'm glad to be here. So thanks. Shout out to Six City for always including us in things like this. Great to build and just meet new people, and I can't wait to chop it up some more, Mizzo and Dragons. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, thank you so much for the support.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you guys too, man. Excited about it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Sorry for cutting you early, Mizzo, but I think
it's all good. That was important. Yeah, we got to remind each other. You know what I mean? Got to remind each other, and that's important. We got to make sure people get to plug their work, plug their art, and the time and energy you guys are taking away from your family and everything just to be here to share your art. That's beautiful, and we appreciate the value you're bringing to this, man. And I know we're going to be building heavily, so that's easy. I already know that, But quickly before we wrap up, we're always a little late. We started the stream later, so we're good. But according to Al, we had 17 minutes about 7 minutes ago. So I'll say this: Color the Blockchain. Again, for people, just to wrap up, we bring equal access into Web3 by providing people resources such as computers, internet cards, and basic Web3 education delivered in the cadence of hip hop. And we do it with community as the main currency. But while community is the main currency, unfortunately, fiat makes the world go round right now. And we are fundraising as much as we can. And thanks to Six City, who's also part of Color the Blockchain, big shout out Jimmy, and the designer for this NFT, Odinson, who's also Guerrilla Music family, Color the Blockchain family. This is what it looks like. So this is the NFT you're going to get. It's called a supporters card. Once you get this, what you're doing is you're supporting Color the Blockchain. We're going to have other NFTs popping under this, but this is the foundation NFT. This is how you support us from the ground up. And yeah, so this is where it begins. We don't want to give too much information and confuse people. Dragon's brother, he was giving me some advice before. Big shout out Malcolm, and he said analysis paralysis. I have a problem. I give out too much information and confuse people. So no more analysis paralysis. Check the card out. And if you want to go cop the card, you could cop it right here towards the thing. No, wrong place. Somewhere. Never mind.
We'll share it out on the Twitter.
Yeah, we'll share it on Twitter. Follow us. That's all. That's all we got.
Let's go.
We love everyone. Thank you for being here. Without all of this, it would just be me and Sky at home, just like, yo, what are we gonna do? We gotta color the blockchain. And then boom, it's like, do we pay rent or do we buy a computer? It's like, yo, we'll buy a computer, live in the card for a month, and just go camping. We've done that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Go
so-
camping.
We're growing.
Yeah, but let's help each other. Let's be kind. Let's meet each other where we're at and understand that if any of us have any foundation and what we stand for that represents freedom for all people, freedom for the people, a better society, a better world, a better tomorrow, we need each other because we need all of it. I can't just work on this hand and this hand doesn't work. We got to work together. You know what I mean? So let's color the blockchain in every way possible. I love all y'all all day, every day. Bang. That's what I got.
Ooh,
all right, we're out.
Let's go.
Bye.
All right, yo, peace.
Thank you,
Hey,
everybody.
I don't know if we can go out yet. Hold on.
Wait.
I'm always wrong. And I'm always, every time I get on the stream and I'm live with you, man, so I got to do this, man. You know, I got to ask the question, man. You know what I'm going to ask you, right?
I don't even know. Well, we got 8 minutes according to Al.
Yeah, that's why I knew we had a little bit more time. I want to hear Key Holo. I want them to hear Key Holo. I know I'm wrong, but you know it's my song, bro.
All right. That's good.
Sorry.
All right. Key Holo. Yo, so this is a song actually on my album Kohinoor King. And it's a song that says Key Holo. Key Holo mean in my language, Bengali, it means what happened. And the chorus is kind of like a mantra. When you hear it, it's my first song where I really spit in Bengali, and it's the chorus that's in Bengali, and it came out from like here, you know what I mean? And that's how Bengali poets sound. Poetry's, I have a long line of poets and activists in my family, and Bengali culture has a lot of poetry in it. And that's what this is from. Kiholo, it's like what happened, and it's like what happened to the poison in their words? What happened to that poison in their heart? And then it's like, I don't know what happened, but I'm not looking at that poison. You know what I mean? We're alchemists, and that's what it's about. So there we go. I'll play it.
Just do the poetry voice one time before you go.
Is it saying Kiholo?
No, do the poetry voice.
And I'll do it like this. That's how it is. You know what I mean? That's my dad. When my dad runs poetry, he's like, that's not my pop. Sorry for screaming, but that's
If you don't feel it in your bones.
Facts. But it definitely touches something. Like Sanskrit, the language, different languages, you touch something. Ancient languages, it's in a different vibration. You know what I mean?
My name's Sanskrit.
Oh, your name is Sanskrit?
Ooh,
Yeah, Veda.
really?
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Wow. No wonder. And you made it, she made it very clear to me. Like before we got on our first call, back in December. She made sure to make it very clear when she typed it in Messenger that my name is pronounced Veda, like Darth Vader.
Veda, like Darth
Veda.
Vader, not Vita.
Yep. Yeah. And I would have definitely called you Vita had you not done that. So thank you.
Well, I better say it.
Kiholo.
Right. You know what I mean? What kind of disrespect is that? Like, all right, let's go, Kiholo.
Face mask with a mice cut out. Fall back with a nice go out. Way back, pay back when the house in the field lying wet, caught this mouse. I've been down from a salsa. They some crabs in a bucket, and they think they lobsters. They foil imposters. They think they mobsters. I'm in your casa, like Mufasa. We got some different habits. More gold, more land, unadded. Rat token, we cashless. Made wealth from nothing, magic.
Yeah, you dumb. 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 Why you so stupid?
I'm like Malcolm with the window on the balcony. People power from no power alchemy. Gemstone off the amethyst, kyanite, hold the vibe from the centuries. Crystal ball will show you light when you try to mention me. You can never think that we was so different, but now it's really clear. Pop it on the string, your master told you how to go feel in here. Your master told you who to play. Your master told you who to kill. Own your masters before the house, he got bricks to build. Unhook the reel when you catch and feel. Cut some cloth only fit the real. Don't reinvent the wheel cause I hover. They leave when you fall and they back when you get up. Fool me twice then the fool get set up. My man saw with this vendetta. Circles of dot used to be bigger. That's how it goes around these same figures.
Non gravite amena, e como no yo puedo seguir la misa. Tic tac, ami hakati, milra, tic tac. We milra, hijolo, y volvo.
Yo.
Thank you.
Well, damn.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to keep it in until my niece says that's fire, fam. Like I need that in there, you know. I can't stop it.
All weekend long, brother. Send me that shit.
All day.
respect,
That's what happened to me.
Yo,
Thank you,
people
Mizzo.
will
Sorry.
message me like, "Yo, what you asked me, Dragon?" Other people will message me like, "Yo," so I was bumping the track, but yo, bro, it's been in my head. What does it mean, man? Sounds like some mantra. I'm like, don't worry, it's not no bad vibes. You know what I mean? Like, but Yeah,
Much
let's
love,
do
man.
it.
Thank you for giving me that.
This is
Bro,
dope,
we gotta
man.
when we
That's
do
a
our
dope
collab,
stuff,
bro.
dude.
You do your Quijolo stuff on the verse. We get a Spanish verse. We got an English
There we
verse.
go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Let's
Spanish
go, yo.
rap is so good.
Get Demo to come drop a Greek verse. Yo. You know what I mean?
Make it
But
happen,
I'm
man.
I'm really excited for all of this, yo. Let's do our best. I know we're all busy, but we're doing our best. So let's do our best without spreading ourselves thin and finding a way when it works to actually just slowly just create. That's the easiest thing I know we can do. Just create, but we don't have to force it either. You know what I mean? And I think we're building some strong relationships and bridges right now. And this is the way we got to do it. You know what I mean? So I love all of you from my heart, yo, for real. Like, thank you so much. You know what I mean? And thank you, V, for all of your work, yo.
CTB.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Color the Blockchain coming to you next Saturday again.
All right. Let's get it, man. All right. We're going to tap out then. See y'all next week.
Have a good one.
All right.
Bye,
Peace,
everybody.
peace.